YouTubers, it's Linda again, and I had a really big journal to share with you today. I have not named this journal. I have no idea what to call it. So I'm requesting that leave me some suggestions after you watch the video what you would call it. It doesn't have to be a girl's name. It can just be any name. You know, I'm changing slowly. I have other names out there now. But she is a 10.5 by 7.5. So 10.5 by 7.5, and she's actually 3.5 inches tall up. So, and she's got 224 pages. Now, she has a lot of cardstock in here because of the booklet that I chose to be the theme, the vintage theme. It's a very feminine journal. And as you can see, I have some lace here, and I have a little brad, and she's got sewing on this, and some of the muslin, raw muslin green fabric there, and a little bit of lace. And then if you just throw this back, it opens up this way, and she's got a lace flip out. This is like a fabric page, and a brad and more fabric, and this beautiful like boho ribbon here, and this very vintage wallpaper paper here. And then she's hinged with this cotton fabric. She's got a little tuck spot there, and you've got a big pocket here long, and this is some of Medieval Mirage's paper, and I just folded it to be able to get it in there. And you've got more sewing going around all of the pockets here, and then you just flip this back, and it hangs out. And then you have over here, can you see? And I got it right, yep. Another little diagonal pocket here, and here she's hinged with the same printed fabric sewing, and then another tuck spot there, some lace and fabric, and that same vintage wallpaper paper there. So let me put this back in there. Now here is the theme and the main cover of the journal. I forgot to tell you that she is totally covered in a 100% cotton canvas fabric. And then this is from a paper pack, and she's velcroed where this velcros down. And then you can see how everything is, make sure, sort of hangs out the front, and here's the side, and then here's the top, and you can see the fabric here, and here is the coordinating paper that has been sewn on around 3 times on the back there, and it was also sewn twice around this part right here. Okay, so now let's open her up, and this is the theme of the paper. I've always loved this paper. Let me get her in view here. And I put a little earring here in the lady's ear, and all of this paper, and as you can see, I sewed this around also. And now this paper is all craft paper, cardstock. That's why she's so thick. But it has this two-tone, a gloss and a matte finish. On certain items, they did it glossy. See there, you can see it right there. Okay, and I did a lot of sewing in here, and she has the tabs throughout. Let me turn her around See the floral tabs. And it is botanical. I'll get it out in a minute. Okay, so I'm just going to flip through beautiful papers. And then I did these out of tea towels, and you can, they're little envelopes, and they got little pieces of paper in there that you can write on. It's just all hand torn, and they're magazine pages that you cover and sew down the center, and you make two little envelopes, and then it's all fringed like that. I don't remember who I saw do that, but it came off of YouTube. See, all of this is cardstock. Then you have this. I left these like this. Whoever purchases this can either say leave them like you have them open, or I can close these envelopes. But I thought that maybe you might want to write in here, and then you can close it yourself with a little bit of glue if you wish. But I sort of liked them like this, so I'm going to have that. That's sort of cool. That's sweet. Another one of those little folders with the cloth. They're little pockets is what I should call them. Cloth pockets. This paper is really old. It's delicate. So you need to be sort of careful with it. I did sew on it. But it is a vintage paper. I got out of a, let me see, I think it was off of eBay. I think it dates back to the 1960s. Did a lot of these leaves I glued in and then put a little dollop there. A big envelope, and it has your two big tags in there. This one is a tea stain watercolor tag, and then a little tuck spot right here. Pockets. This is a folder that's in here, one of my ephemera folders, and I got some big ephemera in them. Since it's so big, I'm not going to take everything out. If you're accustomed to my, look at that old wallpaper, look. You know that it's got a lot of ephemera, a lot of writing spaces. Another big pocket that I left open. Envelope, I mean. And these are real nice heavy cardstock. Another one of those papers that came out of the vintage pad that I made pockets out of instead of cutting it. This is the other side of the ephemera folder. This is some real heavy craft cardstock. Pockets. Some fabric on one of these sheets that has the glossy accents. This is just going to be an envelope. One of those cards that I bought off of Amazon. You'll be able to feel that vintage paper that I'm talking about. Another part of that folder. And here's the back side. These are huge sheets. Another folder. A little embossing there. This is raw linen, natural linen, and I put a little leaf on there. One of those big envelopes again with a big tag in it, and then a pocket. You got a lot of pockets and ephemera here. That's another reason why it's so chunky. So remember, give me a name, please. Suggest a name. I just kept coming up blank. Look at those gorgeous leaves. They're so vivid. Now, if you're heavy into decoupaging, or writing and decoupaging, this is the journal for you. I mean, it is all of this gorgeous heavy cardstock. It's either great to write if you use a fountain pen or a magic marker or anything like that. But if you're into gluing and cutting papers or scrapbooking type of things, all these pages, all but these vintage ones, would not uphold. Don't do an ink pen on them or a magic marker because they're going to bleed. This is a ballpoint pen or a pencil, colored pencil. That's what happens to this vintage paper, is they had more cotton in it, I think, where all of the newer paper is more substantial. Look, isn't that sweet? He was so sweet, he got 2 tabs. And then all of this yellowed, blue, and I think it was pink in here, ledger papers are heavy cardstock. Another envelope that is stuffed with ephemera and a pocket. Another big envelope and a pocket. And here is the back. It's covered with Tim Holtz fabric right here. And don't forget though, it is solid. It is a solid covered all the way around of this really pretty. I hated to cover it up. Malow cotton canvas, which has a real wonderful feel to it. So here she is. It is, let me get that off. And I think I matched the binding pretty good with the same color as before, as the fabric. So this is No Name. I guess if nobody suggests anything, that's it. I will go out there with No Name journal. And again, I said she was huge. She's 224 pages. And you can see she's got a lot of sewing. And she is to set on your desk or your table at home, or as a conversation piece, or in your bookcase, or this is not one that you're going to put in your purse and carry around. I don't think so. You might fool me on that, but I don't think so. But anyway, thank you for watching so much, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.